Hello, ladies. I don't know if the internet's going to work tonight. It didn't last night. I think there's some kind of a bug on my computer or something. I don't know. And I think it would work just fine if I was on my new computer, but for some reason my new computer, when I try to live stream, it's not recognizing my my camera. So I'm gonna have to get some techie over here. Hey Darla. Hi Patricia. Hi Samantha. Hi Tanya. And P. Did I say hi to Patricia? I forget who I said hi to. It's been 2 seconds. Oh boy. We'll be here for a little while. No problem. Well, last night I was gluing when we were rudely interrupted by the internet. And I got quite a bit done because I had run out of all of my stuff for my tags. I hadn't. One day I made oodles, and then they lasted me, oh my goodness, for a couple of months. And then I ran out. So that's what I've been gluing. So are you guys fat and sassy? Did you have a lot to eat today? Where did these come from? Oh man, see, those are the hard questions. I get some stuff from different online libraries. I mean, like real libraries that have free images, and then like 2 or 3 different libraries, and then some of the colleges, and then I just start collecting, and then I never really remember what came from what, because once I've got them saved, they're there. It isn't like I have to go back, so I'm pretty bad about that. And that was, I've been collecting these like before I did anything online or anything like that. So, live. So now as I collect things, I need to save them so I can share them with you guys, let you know where I got them at the very least. Ooh, Bargain Barons. And what is that? Is that like they sell stuff, or they hunt for stuff, or they just tease you with all their stuff? Never heard of that. Is it on TV or on YouTube? Oh, you just said YouTube. Hello. Oh, they hunt. Woohoo. Well, I've got 2 or 3 of them already done, turned into journals. So probably at the beginning of the year, I'll list those because I want to get started on my other ones that I have. And I don't want to have too many made before I, start the next one. I don't think I want that. So I'll rip these up and then I won't remember which way is up. So I apologize ahead of time as I start putting these things upside down. You know I will. Upside down, sideways. Well, I do that with English words, so I guess that's okay. Santa does not have my address. We did fun stuff. It was, okay, I live where it should be cold. And it was 72 degrees here today. So what we did is I have a enclosed front porch, small, here in the studio, that things are just thrown in there, for lack of a better word. They're just thrown in there. So much so that I really can't use the space because all the floor space is full of junk. So we've been talking about straighten it up, and today was a perfect day. So that was my gift. That was a best gift I could have gotten today. I can walk in there. There's floor space. I can see my stuff. And I'm going to get a work table put in there, you know, just like a counter over on one end of it. And I'm going to put my, you know, like it's going to be used like things I need to bang and hit and saw and stuff like that. So I don't like tear apart my good space here. And so I'm really happy about that. So tomorrow we're going to put some shelves up on one wall so that I guess I should start gluing, huh? I got too much stuff here. Because I do have a bunch of old headers and things like that from some old homes. They're really architectural pieces, right? So I want to get them off the floor and put them on the wall. And that would give me a whole bunch of floor space. So I can put that one table on that one end. So I'm super pleased about that. And so my heat press is going to go out there at just the right level that I want it, so that it isn't, the table I have inside is at a very awkward height to use that. I mean, it's at a normal height, but for that, it's just awkward. So I'll make it just the right height. And then, who knows what I'll be up to? Who knows? So some of the stuff we had in there, we had an old like an office chair and an old filing cabinet and a few other pieces of nice wood that I just knew I wasn't going to use. You know, there's plenty there that I saved that I am going to use. So we just put them out on the curb, and within, you know, not even 20 minutes, they were gone to a new home. So that's always fun. I know when I find stuff on the curb I like, I get excited. So I get excited when other people get excited by my trash. Pretty bad, huh? You can tell I'm easily pleased. Okay. So let's start the glue. Start the glue. Oh, curb finds are the best. My favorite jacket that I have, like just, to wear out when I'm working out in the yard or, going from the studio to the house and stuff like that, is a jacket I got dumpster diving. It's my favorite. And it still had the tag on it and everything. And it is the warmest. I mean, I just love it. I remember the first time I don't know what we were doing. I was with a girlfriend of mine, and I said, "Have you ever been dumpster diving?" And she looked at me like, I don't know, like I was asking her to, I don't know, shoot up heroin or something. Have you ever done heroin? Let's go do heroin. That's how she looked at me, like her eyes bugged out, like, oh. I said, "Have you?" And she goes, "No." I said, "Honey, today's your first day. We're going." And it just happened that was the day I found that jacket. She just could not believe that I found this perfectly good. Oh, she was a converter, let me tell you. The little stinker, she ended up going out sometimes without me. I felt like I was being cheated on. Here, I'm the one that shows you this, and then you go out without me. Man, talk about a user. I haven't been in a while. I don't know why. Ooh, I got something in my eyeball. Oh, it's stinging. Yeah, I haven't been in a while. I've just been, I don't know, I've just been in a different kind of mode, I guess, doing, I don't know. I need to go. I think what it is, I don't have any room for anything. That's probably why I haven't gone. It's like, okay, Rosemary, you may find something, but what the heck are you going to do with it? Now, this that I'm doing here, I'm going to be making tags. I forget if I mentioned that. I've run out of different kinds. I made, about 3 or 4 different kinds yesterday. And I thought, boy, you just got into the tub. Oh. Well, I have tea. That's how I'm relaxing. I don't know how long it's been since I've taken, a soaking bath. I think it's been like forever. They're not appealing to me. I get cold. My back gets cold, and then I'm all cold, and then I'm not having fun no more. So those of you that have dumpster dived, what's the best thing you ever found? I got my jacket. That's my favorite thing. Although I found a lot of cool stuff. It just happened like that was like the only new thing I ever got dumpster diving. That was cool. I don't dumpster dive that much. I do the curbside hopping out, jumping out, run, go grab something. But the jacket was behind some, I forget what kind of a business it was, clothing business. And I never did figure out what was wrong with it. I mean, there was nothing wrong with it. Usually there's something wrong with stuff they throw out, but that particular case, I don't know what it was. At first I thought, oh, well, probably the zipper's broken. It wasn't. Ooh, handmade baskets. Cool. You are living dangerously. Soaking with your tablet. You should put it like in a plastic bag while you're in the tub. A Ziploc bag. And then if it falls, no big deal. No biggie. Ooh, and I did make me some tea. It's right behind me. Oh yeah, those hot springs. That would be. That would be cool. No, that would be hot. There's a town in my state called Hot Springs, and that's what they're famous for. It's like, I don't know how many hotels are down there, but there's a hot spring on practically every piece of property out there. Oh boy. Okay. So I can't wait for that little section out front to get done. So I could be playing more with my heat press. Not sure what I'm going to do yet. I got to come up with something new. What is a heat press? Okay, a heat press. I'm not trying to be funny. It's a press. It's a press with heat. No, but I'm sure you already knew that. You know when they like on T-shirts, they print logos and things like that. The way they do that is with a heat press. And you know, there's commercial ones that are really, really big, and then there are smaller ones that you and I can own. And the one I have, the circumference of it is 15 inches by 15 inches that I can press on. And most people do sublimation printing, which is how you print on most fabrics. And there's a whole, you know, there's a whole art in that. And people make their stuff and sell it, you know, mostly like with logos and things like that. And but what I use it for is my eco printing. There's different techniques with that, so I like using that. And then I have a few other tricks up my sleeve that I'm going to be trying out that I haven't yet. So mum's the word until I figure out if it works or not. What kind of machine did I get? Oh, I don't know. I've had it a couple of years. I don't know the brand, to tell you the truth. I can go check on it in a second. I was thinking of converting my my present printer to sublimation printer, because if you have you know, the, well, I guess you do it with the other kind too, but it's really easy to do it if you have, you know, those, the eco tanks, like the you guys know what I mean, because you can just, you know, change out the ink, right? But when you've got cartridges, you know, that's a whole other issue. It can be done. I've seen how they do it, but it looks a little more complicated than I'd like to get involved. I know, Kathleen. Isn't that the truth? It is a lab. It's funny you say that because it's so true. I mean, my husband even put like an extra heavy-duty exhaust fan in here. He didn't want me to like, you know, inhale too much of something. He's afraid to come in sometimes. Like, what are you doing? Nothing, honey. Ba-boom. My dogs don't even come in here anymore. Ooh, pumpkin pie. I might have to go to Walmart now and get my 50-cent, not pumpkin, but you know, sweet potato, sweet potato, sweet potato pie. Yeah, that's the truth. Well, he can't get my snacks anyway because he's diabetic. He watches everything he eats. Even when the ladies come over to play, he'll come in and look. And if it's like really exciting, he might get a little taste, but otherwise, he's way more disciplined than I'd ever be. That's for sure. It's funny you say crock pot. I was looking through my cabinets yesterday, looking for something, and came across something that I'd forgotten about, which is that small little crock pot that sometimes comes with the large one. And I go, oh my goodness, I could be putting my beeswax in here. I got so excited. So now I have a new tool to play with. How about that? Hey, Kathy. Hey, Mary, how you doing? We're just gluing. We're just gluing. I finished, I think I mentioned it. If I didn't, well, I'll mention it now. My monthly kit that I want to put together along with the videos on the how-to. And so I figured, well, how am I going to do this? It sounded really easy when I said it, and then all of a sudden it got like super complicated. So I thought, okay, now I just can't cold turkey teach them how to make something if I haven't done it already. I mean, specifically, whatever it is I'm going to show you. So I'm going to have to make it first, and then we'll make it together, you know, or whatever. So I made a little thing that, you know, that I wanted to put together for you guys. And it actually came out cute. I was so happy. I was worried there for a while. It was like, oh my goodness. I'll show it to you in a second. It'll be our or January. That's another thing. There's a lot of detail. I mean Monday. Uh, um, January is probably going to be rough because it's going to be like a learning curve. I learn everything I'm doing wrong or right. Uh, so then when I got to see my wood out there, then I really got excited because I have plans for a wood covered book that we're going to make. And that way, my husband can cut them down to the right size. I'll put I'll drill the holes in there. And that way nobody has an excuse. I can't cut it. I don't know how to cut it. I don't know where to buy the wood. How do you do that? Never mind. It'll be done for you. And I have some nice architectural, wood from houses that are over 100 years old. So we'll be able to use some of that stuff. That'll be fun. I just have a lot of ideas. I just hope it all comes together. You know how that goes sometimes. You know. Oh, that's right, Darla. I'm so glad you reminded me. See, I'm a knucklehead. I had bought something about, well, let me just say, I got the invoice like about a week and a half ago. Never saw it. Didn't pay it for one of the live sales. And then I was I don't know why I was scrolling looking for something else. And while I was looking for this something else, I saw that and I go, holy moly. Fortunately, I guess she hasn't gotten mad at me because I haven't heard from her, or she is mad at me. That's why I haven't heard from her. Either way, I paid it. Either way. And then I found I also found, which I've made something in the past. I don't know if anyone's going to want to do it, but I'm going to put it out there. The old, I mean, really old springs that used to be on old chairs, they're about that tall. And I've done different types of artwork with those. So I found my stash. So I'll be offering something like that to play with. And if nobody wants to play, that's okay. At least you can't say, you didn't have a chance to work with something like that. It'll be more like assemblage, that particular thing. Okay. I haven't put any of the napkin. I have to majorly go grocery shopping tomorrow. I have nothing in the house or the freezer. I mean, it is empty. All we have is dog food. Good night, Carla. Thanks for coming. Okay, tea time. Tea time. Oh, we buy a 40-pound bag and it lasts 10 days. Oops. We just took in one of our dogs. They have I don't know if all what do you call it? Vets do it, but ours requires that you have a annual wellness check. And what's cool about it is the wellness check is free. And you go in and they weigh them and they check them out, check their teeth, check their heart. And well, it does cost $15 for a blood test for their heartworm. They have you take a test once a year for that too. Even if they're on the medication. But so anyway, so two of them went in on Monday. My husband, I swear, he bought this new contraption. We had this big old collapsible cage that we put in the back of the truck when we take him in, and we time it so that we take him in when it's good weather. And we knew that it was going to be, like high 60s on Monday. But in the interim, he had bought a this sort of like, I guess you would call it a harness. No, it's a dog seat belt is what it is. It's a dog seat belt. So whatever you want to call that. So they took their maiden voyage with their seat belt on Monday, and they just thought they were hot stuff. They got a little confused at first because they were ready to go jump in the back. And but boy, they got really excited when they found out they were going in the truck. So we just have, you know, the like front cab. So he has to go take one, come back home, go get the other one, because he wanted them to be in there on their little seat instead of putting them in the cage. So that was my husband's fun for Monday. Yeah, it's not cheap. Heartworm medicine, it is expensive, and we gotta give it to 4 dogs. I forget what it costs us. I don't even think about it anymore because I don't want to have a heart attack. But I'm trying to remember. I just don't remember because I know that one package has, it's for 6 months. Somebody, oh, Carla will do I mean, see, I just said goodbye to Carla, and I'm going to call Darla Carla all night. Darla can do the math for us. I think it costs $90 some for 6 months. Is that what it costs, or 69? Oh, let's go for the cheapest one because it'll still be more than that. It's $69 for 6 months for one dog, and we have 4 dogs. If they all leave it wagging their tail at the same time, how much does it cost at the end of the year? That's what I want to know. But see, we never get a hard winter here, and we live close to the river, so it's no option. We have to give it to them. I mean, yeah. We used to live up in Rhode Island, and you know, it freezes up there. And she thought this lady had this beautiful chocolate lab. I mean, the most gorgeous dog. One of the smartest dogs I've ever come across. And she mistakenly thought that during the wintertime, because it gets cold, that she didn't have to give it heartworm medication. And she didn't. This is a purebred. Been trained. It was a hunter. Beautiful, beautiful, smart dog. And the poor dog got heartworm, and by the time she realized what it was, there wasn't anything they could do for that poor dog. And so I always remembered that, you know. And then when we lived in Hawaii, I mean, that's like, you know, mosquito capital of the world. So we've always had to, you know, do the heartworm thing. And when we were in Hawaii, we got these 2 dogs. They were puppies. And we went to, you know, you have to wait for a certain age to give them the heartworm. Gave them the heartworm medication. And, you know, within a few days, the animal was sick. And it turned out it had already been exposed, already had the heartworm, I guess. And that free dog ended up costing us like $500. Now, see, this is how crazy some of us are. Some of us dog lovers are. I'll admit, we get a little crazy. We had that dog for probably 2 weeks, and it was a small little dog, and the vet told us, you know, it'd be 50-50 it would survive. Now, I think, without being cruel, I think the average person would have probably said, "Oh, that's too bad. I guess we'll just have to put it down. I don't have the money." And have the dog put down. 50-50 chance. You had it 2 weeks. You don't have the money. Put that puppy down. But no. And we had no money. I mean, seriously, we had no money to be spending on no dying dog. And so the vet kind of sort of, took pity on us, I guess. And because most vets, at least the ones I've known in the past, you got to pay up front. You just got to pay, right? Well, he let us pay, I guess it was something like a third. And then when we picked up the dog, we'd pay another third, and then we would owe him a third, right? And the only way that they let the dog leave, if it recovers, is it has to eat and have a bowel movement before it can leave. And so they had contacted us and said, he won't eat. And we went, oh no, all that money, and now he's going to starve to death because he's not going to eat. And so they said, we said, okay, we're going to come over, we're going to see him. So we went over there, and as soon as that little dog saw my husband, he literally jumped out of the arms of the nurse that brought him out and was like, oh, all panicky and everything, and they looked at each other, the doctor and the nurse, and they said, that little guy hasn't moved. Has no energy to move, and look at him. And he said, and you've only had him 2 weeks? I go, yeah. He goes, well, he must know you saved his life or something. So they said, take him home. If he doesn't start eating, in the next 24 hours, let us know. We're going to have to, figure something out. And we were supposed to give him just tuna out of a can for the first couple of days, just a little bit of it, because he was a smaller dog. And he came out of it, but they told us that dogs that, have that, it's, other things, you get other complications in life, which he did. So, he lived to be 7 or 8 years old. And then, they told us either his kidney or his liver would have problems, and it did. That's what he ended up dying from. It just kind of shut down. But he had a fun life. He had a real fun life. He was a stinker. I think that should go there. Yeah, my husband, he is good with animals. The other day, he had a really bad headache. He hardly ever gets headache. I think it was the change in weather. It was cold. It was hot, and I think it just had something to do with that, sinuses, And so he had gotten up as normal time, and then he goes, I got to go. I'm just going to go back to bed. I'm going to start all over. So he went to bed, and he must have really needed the rest, because he went to bed like about, I don't know, it was like 11 o'clock in the morning. And he didn't get up till 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I mean, that's not a nap. That's going to bed, right? And I mean, it was a beautiful day. The whole entire time, the dogs were in the bedroom asleep. Now, we don't let our dogs on the bed or anything, but they're right there at the foot of the bed or next to the bed the whole time he was asleep. They missed out on the whole day just to be with him. It was pathetic. My husband goes, "Did the dogs have fun today?" I said, "No, they were asleep with you the whole day." He goes, "Oh, oh, yes, the whole day." And then the other day, my older dog, he needed to go out, and it was really cold that day. So I just grabbed the first thing I could grab, which was my husband's jacket. And my other dog looked at me. I mean, I wish I could have captured his expression, but he was smelling me, and he was looking at me like, "What the heck? You're not Richard. How come you smell like Richard?" he had this he had the strangest look on his face. What's going on? What's going on? My nose deceiving me? What's going on here? He had like a real panic look on his face. Okay. What do I want to put here? Let me see this. And sometimes if we're up late, they'll look at us like, "Come on already, let's go to bed." We want to go lay on our pillows. Come on, let's go lay down. Hmm. My older dog, it's really, really hard for him to get up, poor thing. And so he has this nice big fluffy pillow, and he can't really get up off the pillow. So when he wants to go outside of the bath, go to the bathroom, he'll look at me and go, he starts whining. So what I do is I have a little blanket on top of his pillow. So I grab the blanket and I have to slide him off the pillow. He's 100 pounds. Okay. I have to slide him off the pillow. Then he's on flat surface there on the carpet. And then from there, it's easier for him to get up. But he has to like maneuver a little bit. We do have a harness that we use, but oh, that thing is so complicated. And by the time you get it on him, and you can't leave it on him because it's not comfortable. So it's a big ritual. It is a big ritual with him. Wow, it's almost done. Almost. Hmm. Am I going to gesso these? No. No. I like them to be bright, especially the Asian ones. If it was, more vintagey maybe, but not these particular ones. I like my Asian stuff bright. Let's see. What do I want to put? Maybe too much blue up there. Put that there. Oops. I hate when that happens. Okay, and now okay. Now I just want to get a couple little pieces of this. I want to cover up her head. And I have some stamps. I'm going to stamp over that, and that'll kind of neutralize it because it's a little brighter than everything else. So I'll stamp those. I think that might be done. That might be done. Let me see if there's some gold I want to put in there. Maybe yes, maybe no. We'll see. Sometimes there's another one there and you can't even see. You can't tell if there's one more or not. Yep. One more. Very rarely do you find that it just has two anymore. Almost all of them have three. But you know, when you get them they're embossed to each other, sometimes it's hard to, when they emboss those corners, it's like, oh my gosh. See, this will add a little bit of gold here and there, which I like. Oops. Let's see, one more place. Okay. Maybe we're done. I don't know. Something's missing right here. Something's missing right there. That's going to bug me. So, and then okie dokie. Maybe I'm done. Oh, maybe I'm not. Uh-oh, I didn't want to do that. Wrong side. That was too big of a space there for me. I think there's too big of a space right there, too. Okie dokie. All right, that's better. That's better. Because I know what's going to bug me. Even after I chop them all up, it's still going to bug me, right? So better to fix it now than later. I just found another spot that's going to bug me. Oops. How'd that get stuck? I just put the lid on it. That's weird. See, that spot was going to bug me too. Alrighty. I'm happy. Now I can look up and see all the questions I missed. You know me. Oh. Yeah, napkins, they don't do what they're supposed to do anymore, right? Yeah, sorry about that. I was in the zone. What kind of paper is that? This paper right here that I'm gluing on, it is called Sketchpad by Master's Touch. Hold on, let me show you. Oops. There you go. I always get my paper when it's 50% off. So this cost me, you know, excuse me, about 13 bucks or so. And this is the sketch pad, which is a lot thinner paper. You know, it's only 70 weight. But see, I like using this a lot on my eco dines. That's what I bought it for. I didn't really buy it for this. I do a lot of my eco printing on that. So it was here. So I said, I will use it. Because what I'm going to do afterwards is I'm going to sew these on either some cardstock or manila folder or something, you know, because these are very, very flimsy. I'll show you the other ones that I made earlier. They're already all cut up though. I kind of sort of, well, let me get some clear. You won't be able to see anything with all that. Let's get the white back on there. I kind of did them with kind of sort of a color theme, I guess. Like, of course, that one was just all Asian. And this, I just used a lot of sunflowers and those kinds of colors. I had this really cool napkin that was, I guess that's a birch tree. Is that what that is? Or an aspen? I don't know. But anyway, that was kind of my focal point as far as the background. Everything kind of covered it all up at the end, but it's all there. You know, you can see it here. I thought it was pretty cool, the texture that it gave it. And I put a few people in there just to break it up, and a few bees and a couple of birds. And most of these are napkins, except for the people. I think everything on this particular one were all napkins. So it's a lot thinner, you know, than if I'd used some paper. And then these were what? I guess mostly flowers and birds, and I stuck sort of like with the yellows. And I put some of my peacocks in there. So the next stage, I'll be busy sewing. So that's those. And then these, I was thinking more with maybe North Africa, India, kind of look. I've got my elephants and different animals in there, and I thought that looked like the mosaic tiles. And most of these, except for the pages and from books, most of these are napkins also. I think it's all napkins on this one except for the book pages. And oh, that one goes over there. Oh, that one goes over there. They got mixed up somehow. Oh yeah, that goes over there too. And then this one, I put in my elephant, and I put in, sort of a Victorian lady. I don't know what I was going for. It was more the colors that I was gravitating toward, a little more subdued. Elephant butt. I guess it's abstract enough that you can't even tell that it's an elephant. Oh, elephant butt. I have to cover some fabric on that. And then this one was just like bright and cheery with lots of flowers. I do have some book pages in here of different flowers and the napkins. And the last one, these were all sort of cream colored. I don't know if they're completely dry yet. So as you can tell, I have been busy gluing. To say the very least. Alrighty. So that's all of those. At least I look at it and I say, oh, I got something done. Unbelievable. I know, Kathleen. That's the kiss of death. But what are you going to do with them? Basically, what I do is I make a bunch of these in advance. They end up being, some kind of a tag, or I end up sewing it on something a little bit bigger, and I turn it into some kind of a pocket that goes, it ultimately goes into my journals, right? And I don't have a specific, plan of what they're going to end up being. Sometimes who knows what they end up all kinds of goofy stuff. But just so I have a foundation to work with and not starting from scratch every time I start a project, And sometimes I just look at my, these possible tags, and they give me inspiration of doing something. So it's kind of a double whammy. They help inspire me, and then when I get inspired, the stuff's already there, ready to go. And because I'm the type that I'm kind of spontaneous, I guess. And if I have to stop and do this and do that, whatever inspiration I have, it's gone. It's like it's over. Next. And I know that about myself. So, I just try to anticipate getting all those obstacles out of the way so I don't, sabotage myself. How big are these? They're kind of different sizes because I was working with that. Hold on one second. Because I was working with that large paper, right? And I didn't want to have any waste. So basically, whatever size they were, I just kind of made it work. So this is 2 3/4 by 4, almost 4 3/4. That's just how it worked out. But your tags can be, any size you like them. I mean, and sometimes, I end up cutting them in half and making small little tags or cutting them this way. And, but I start off usually with them about this size. Usually. And then I don't know if I showed you guys my other, I think I did. Well, let me show you just in case I didn't. I know I started them with you guys, but I'm not sure if I ever showed them done. I know I showed you my the little cards, tags, things that I made with the calendars, right? And it had a little window and everything. But this one has the same window, but I did it all bugs. And then what I did is once I was done, I sewed it on those hanging file folder things. And so now it's a pocket. But I think they came out kind of cool, if I do say so myself. So here I used one of those specimen cards that Tracy has in her, Tracy Fox has in her Etsy shop. And instead of using the stuff that she had, because she has plants and stuff, I used that on the calendars. But instead of doing that, I have a collection of bug pictures. So I printed those out. And then I have a bug stamp. And, I haven't finished. I'm going to do a little bit more stamping on these. Oh, this is from the other one that would have had the calendar on there. And here's another bug one. And all of these, are pockets. Aren't those bugs cute? They're so cute. And so when I printed, because these are hers too, the terminology and stuff, but the ones she has are for the plants. But I figure, bugs and plants, they go together. So I just went ahead and used those. And so some of these I printed out on just regular copy paper. Others I printed out on, the peel and stick, like for labels. And then some of them like these, the ones that are stapled in, are out of vellum because vellum's really hard to glue. And I didn't want to sew them all down or anything. Too much work. So I just stapled them on, and then it just got sewn down a little bit more when I sewed around the whole thing. So that's how that because somebody had asked me about the vellum and gluing it down. Um, there's some glues that work, there's some that don't. I don't even like messing with it. So I either staple them or, put some kind, whatever other way besides gluing is the way that I put those down. So, and there's those, that's the vellum too. Most of them, if I had them, I have one down here. I stapled those on the bottom and I stapled one up on top. But that one's pretty secure with the sewing. So that one is too. But anyway, it's just kind of fun. Patricia, yeah, I know you love them or you hate them. I mean, it isn't like I want bugs in my house or anything. And, I own bug spray. Don't get me wrong. But I just think, if you look at the architecture, I look at them as architecture, and you see a bug, how they're made and how they move. And then you look at their colors and they're just like a palette. They're beautiful. It doesn't mean I want to live with them, but I think they're just gorgeous. Look at those colors. How can you not like a bug? Come on, get real. Look how pretty. Pretty, pretty. Okay, more tea. I gotta drink my tea. And what time is it? Oh, holy moly, it's getting late already. Kathleen, I know what you're talking about. When I lived in Hawaii, we had, we had cockroaches about that big. And they were everywhere, because it was, we lived in the stinking jungle. Okay. It rained every single day. There was plants everywhere. Even though my husband cleared all of the plants really close to the house. We landscaped, but all the natural stuff, it was cleaned away from the house. And that helped protect the home too, because it gets mold and mildew the outside, and it ruins your roof. You need to let the air flow. But those guys were everywhere. And that's why we love the geckos, because we let the geckos come in the house, never try to get rid of any of the geckos, because the geckos, they love to eat the eggs of the cockroaches. So they are like your natural, insecticide. So it was fun to have them around. So geckos were your friends, because they will eat the mosquito larvae, and they will eat the eggs of the cockroaches. I remember when we went on vacation. I can't remember. Yeah, it must have been Hawaii. I can't remember. I think it was. Anyway, some tropical place. And at the time, my husband had made the arrangements. And, my husband and I, we like the same stuff. It wasn't like, he made the arrangements. But, and it was the first time we had been there. And he looked up some stuff, and there was this place that the way it advertised itself, it was like you're really going to get to see, the real lay of the land, and, live with, nature and stuff like that. And I thought, oh, that's cool. And we were just going to stay there 2 days. It wasn't like the whole time was going to be there. So, oh, cool. All right. Well, what we didn't know is that it was like the ultimate hippieville. If you just think about that, where, Zen people that don't wear shoes, that don't comb their hair, white people with dreadlocks. You know what I'm saying? that kind of a place. Which, nothing wrong with that. It's just not my kind of place. All right. I'm not high maintenance, but I'm not, I at least want a bath every couple of days, So we get there, and when we get there, it's beautiful. It's got these little places all over, and it's really cool. Except when the sun goes down, they don't have electricity there. No electricity. That was my first clue. And so they had candles, and they had this, and they had that. And so sometime in the middle of the night, I woke up and I had to go to the bathroom. Well, I had, they had given you small little flashlights that were on the side of your bed and stuff. So I figured, oh, yeah, at least I have that, Okay, so there I am going to the bathroom. And as I'm walking, I think I'm stepping on little pieces of gravel as I'm walking because I hear these noises, like gravel. So I made the mistake of putting the flashlight looking down. I was stepping on cockroaches. I mean, this is the jungle. They were everywhere. And then I started getting all this goosebumps all over my skin. And I just they weren't crawling up any part of me, but I felt them crawling up all over me. I felt them in my head. I felt them everywhere. I can feel it right now just talking about it. So I go into the bathroom and I look in the light. I go, okay, well, there's none of them are on the toilet. This is a good sign. And so I go to the bathroom and I went to go pull the toilet paper, right? Pulling the toilet paper. And when I pulled it, they were inside the roll. And so when I went like that, I went, ah! I'm not a screamer. But that night I was. Oh my gosh. And so I always tease my husband after that. Anytime we went on vacation, I said, I'm picking the hotel. Oh my gosh. It was like, oh, please, 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 please. And that was the first night. So I had to put up with it one more night. Holy moly. But at least I knew. So what I did is I took a roll of toilet paper into the room. That way I knew, hopefully, it would be roach free. Oh my gosh. Not fun. See, Jennifer would even scream, and she loves her bugs. Yes, Jennifer, it felt like that. It did. Instead of snakes looking through the eyes of statues, it was cockroaches coming out of the toilet paper. Oh dear. Okay, so I'm going to show you, change the subject because I'm freaking myself out. I'm going to show you what I made for our January project. Get this stuff out of the way. All right. What I did is I went to this what am I trying to say? I'm still thinking about the bugs. I went to this there you go. I went to this consignment shop. And they had some old books there. Some of the ones that we've seen before that have the marble and the leather, on the corners and on the spine and this and that. Well, these books were so far gone. None of them had the spine. None of them. They had the block and the front and the back cover, but they had no spines. And so what I did is I took one of the covers and cut it in half. You know, you can basically see this is half, and that became the book. And then I had some of this faux leather, and I put the faux leather on the spine. Now this one I made extra big. We don't have to make them that big as a group, but this is a 2-inch spine, so it's pretty chunky. And then I took one. I think this is one of the little labels of. I'm pretty sure this is one of Tracy's little labels. Can't be 100%, but I think so. And so I just put it on a little piece of manila folder and glued that on there and created the little tag for the cover. And then inside, I left this. I like when, if books have something written on them, I like to leave them. So I did that. And then this is, again, the hanging file folders. And so I used that. I used some of that waxed paper that we waxed the other day together. And so I thought, ooh, that would look cool there. So I just stapled that on there and turned these, I haven't put anything in them yet, and turned these into some pockets. And so these can be really decorated, really cool. And then I used a lot of my cleanup papers and my blogger papers from all of my ego dine and stuff like that, or prints gone wrong, you know, so that people would feel, you know, you want to feel free that you can glue all over it or write over it. When you use the really good prints, some people don't want to mess them up, and I understand that. So I didn't hardly put any good ones in here so that, you know, you would actually feel free to write and glue and stuff like that in here. And so that's what that is. Most of these pages are all those grungy papers, which I love the grungy papers. And then here's some of that napkin that we waxed. I thought that looked cool in there. You can use it somehow. I'm not sure how yet. I put a few napkins, glued a few little pieces of napkins down, give it some color. There's that other wax piece that we did. It's part of that bird. The bird's in the back, but that was some that I just tore off. And so here's there's I think 4 or 5 of these sets where you can put stuff in and chronicle things. I thought I'd put some, I'm not sure yet. It's still in the works. And then this is something else that we waxed the other night. So I just put that in there. And so all these signatures are pretty much the same, you know, with all these types of papers. And then some more of the wax paper from the other night. And more pages. And I didn't end up using this yet. I'm not sure how I'm going to use it, because that's part of the kit. I'm not sure exactly yet. I was going to put it as, you know, pages in there, and then I just didn't. I don't know why. So that means I'm going to have another plan. I just don't know what it is yet. And here's some more of that waxed paper. That one is where the bird was over here, and then this was that planter. And then the last one of these. And then I just taped down with some masking tape the bird. So that will be it. That'll be what we are going to work with. and I think it should be fun. Oh, that's cool. The animals, yeah. Yeah, my husband loves doing anything with animals. He's on an animal advisory board here in our town, which he's already bucking up against everybody. So um, it seems like in a most, uh, I won't say everywhere, but where we live, most committees are made up of individuals who have a vested interest in the outcome of whatever regulations come into effect or don't come into effect. My husband doesn't, he's not a veterinarian, he doesn't own a shelter, he doesn't sell dog food. He's not he has no alternative motive to be there except for the dogs. And so yeah, it's interesting. He's already finding some pushback. And he just started last month. He's only been to 2 meetings. I think they're going to kick him out. I think they're going to give him a rabies shot or something. Yeah, those fires. Oh my goodness. I was seeing on the news that the heat is going to be, it has not letting up at all. Oh, that's cool, Jennifer. Flying foxes. Poor animals. Oh. And there's like no end in sight for this heat, too, for you guys down there. Hi, Sue. We just finished gluing. Just got through showing my projects that I did earlier today. Showed a project that we're going to be starting in January together, making this journal. Still away, Donna. We love it. Yeah, I've already written down some plans for the other ones because when I'm thinking about it, I gotta do it, and then I go running through my studio looking for stuff that would kind of fit with it, and I go, aha! So I've got like several piles already, and I'm kind of excited about it myself. Good night, Kathy. You wouldn't have to work if you wouldn't stop buying all that um what do you call it? All your vintage stuff. Thank you for joining us, Kathy. We'll talk to you soon. Kathy likes her vintage stuff. She knows how to find stuff too. Uh-oh. Jennifer, Donna's going to burst your bubble about the flying foxes. Hey, I have enough problems with running up the tree squirrels. I can only imagine if they flew. I can't even handle that. They're just too mischievous. They steal all of my plants. They tease the dogs to death. And they carry rabies. And they steal all of my pecans off my tree. Yeah, those squirrels. And if they would just like kind of, get their nuts and go home with them and mind their own business. But no, they want to tease the dogs and they drive them crazy. And then they wonder why the dog sometimes grabs them and kills them. They haven't figured it out yet. Yeah, we have a big giant pecan tree in the backyard. They're always getting the pecans, and I'm getting the leaves because I love printing with the pecan leaves. And then my husband goes and he gets the nuts. Our dogs eat the nuts. Yeah, I used to put bird food out, and all it did was feed the was was feed the squirrels. So now pretty much what I do is I make sure I have a bird bath. So I just make sure they've always got water, and that brings them, during especially during the hot weather. I may not put food out there, but they sure like the little bath. So we still have plenty of birds coming around all the time. Donna, you missed it? See, I knew that's why Kathy was working. She finds too many fun stuff to buy. She's a good hunter. She's a good hunter. Okay, but you go make all that money so you can find that cool stuff. Yeah, those squirrels are something else. And the other day, oh my goodness, that a bird, that same breed of bird that likes to ram into my window. I don't know where he came from. He should be down south somewhere. But for one day only, he was banging into my window. I'm thinking, oh my goodness, I cannot handle this. it's like he's going to literally drive me crazy. It's like, listening to that drop of water all day long. He's going to drive me nuts. So when spring comes and they all come back, I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to have to listen to loud music in here or something. Donna, all we did is we used beeswax. And I have a hot plate, not a hot plate. What is that called? A griddle? Yes, a griddle. And then I just put a little bit of wax on there. And then I just kind of move my papers around it. Ooh. And they dry super quick. Yeah, that's what was doing it, Kathleen. It was the robins. They're nuts. I think they really have like some mental issues. Oh, Kathleen, you have to watch one of my videos. It's called Alfred Hitchcock, something Alfred Hitchcock. I forget what I named it. But one of those guys, I was going in and out of the house, and he came into my house and was hopping um from light fixture to light fixture. And I was like, how am I going to get him out of here? Well, Kathleen, I was reading up about him last summer, because it was like, okay, is this guy just like one in a million and he's a little cuckoo, or do they all do this? And they were saying that in some communities, they go where cars are parked and they'll go to the mirror of the vehicles and go bang, 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 bang until they knock themselves out. And some of them will keep doing it. I mean, till some of them actually just kill themselves. I mean, they either break their neck or they get a concussion or they exhaust, whatever. And it's like, oh my goodness. And he was coming, I don't know, it was the same one, but they would be coming at my windows. And while I was doing my videos, people could hear him. They go, what's that sound? Tunk, 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 tunk. It was that crazy bird. Oh my goodness. It was insane. And they don't, and they don't stop. They just don't stop. The video, I don't remember what the name of it was. Hold on. I can check really quick. I got both of my computers here. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it. Videos. It was during the summer. Okay, where's Darla when you need her? Oh, there it is. I found it. I found it. Okay, now let's see if it lets me copy into my own feed. All right, let's see. Top chat. No, live chat. Oh, she already linked it. Look at her. See? Oh my goodness, that girl. All I do is blink, and then she's got it. Thank you. Anyway, so in addition to this, I got a lot of plans. So if you guys think of maybe something like we're going to do this, we're going to do maybe at least one assemblage. I want to use those springs that I found. We're going to do a wood covered book. We're going to do image transfer on the wood, and we're going to do a Frida journal. I've already got a pile of stuff for that. And I don't know, I got a list. I got like around 3 things or something like that. That at least 4 I've got already planned. So that takes us up into the spring. And between now and then, I'll think of something. Something fun to do. And I printed these things out just to play around with. I'm not sure if it's going to work, but I thought would be cool. Is if we made a small vintage Victorian photo album. And these are some of the, I shrunk down some of the pages of some of my photo albums that I have. And to see if it would work. So I'm going to try and do and see how it comes out and see how easy or complicated it is. Because I'd want to cut these out so we could put the pictures in, you know. So these are just a few of them that I had copied. So I'll go look at some of my other ones and see what other prints I can get. But I think it would look cute. I think it might work. Yeah, I'm loving those. I'm finally gonna let go of the 2 that I made. They're gonna probably at the beginning of the year. I'll put them in my shop so I can start playing with some new ones. They've just been sitting there. I've just been looking at them and flipping through them, and I finished that one back page that was bugging me. I don't think I've showed anybody the back page that I did. The back page on this one. Ow. Ouch. What I ended up doing with the back, see there was, I guess, I'm just guessing, this is the wifey and this is the hubby. The wifey and the hubby. And then back in here where all the stuffing was gone off of this, I just went ahead and filled it in some of the gaps, and then put some tissue paper in there, and then put a piece of lace to hold in the little goodies. And so that's a little compartment in the back. I think it came out kind of cute. It's kind of hidden, you know. Woo! So that's how I finished that one up. So I've got a few that I want to play with, and just there's a couple that are really super bad shape. So I'm just going to turn it into like a real junk journal, and see how that one turns out. Because these are still, you know, kind of pretty looking, and the other ones aren't. So I'm just really just gonna kind of go for it, and not even try to make it, you know, pretty inside. I'm gonna turn it more into a junk journal, more of a funky look to it. I don't know why when I look on my computer, it's clear. When I look on live stream from where I'm streaming from, but when I look on my other computer on YouTube, it's really blurry. It's weird. Very strange. Well, ladies, I think I am done. I have to go do tomorrow what I don't like. I hate shopping, and I hate grocery shopping. And yeah, I checked that. Unless it changed back. Let me see. No. No, it's up there, so I don't know. I don't know. And it's funny, it's because it's only when I watch mine. Does my grocery? Yeah, I think they do. But when it comes to vegetables and stuff like that, I like to put my grubby hands on it and pick the stuff I want. So I guess I'm just kind of complaining to complain. And then also in our area, remember now, we live in the armpit of America, and Walmart has monopolized we don't have any grocery stores. The only grocery stores that we have are center grocery stores and neighborhood market Walmart grocery stores. You know, standalone grocery stores. And that's it. So, and they do offer it, but still, I like to put my grubby little hands on the on my vegetables. And also, I like to look at the meat that I'm going to select or the fish I'm going to select. I just don't want them getting me the oldest piece that's there. Oh, thank you, Donna. Oh, I guess I mean, there's a lot of things I don't mind being progressive. I guess I'm old fashioned when it comes to my fruit and vegetables. Isn't that weird? It's just weird. But I guess I'm entitled to do some things that are weird. Okay, ladies. Thank you for helping me do my Asian piece. I think when I chop it up, it's going to look pretty cool. And then I also have some stamps I'm going to put on there, you know, some designs. And I think I'm going to do that on the other ones, maybe just a little bit of stamping. I like how that looks. And go from there. I think I'm going to like how this, and I'm going to cut this up the same way so you can kind of visualize, you know, how each one's going to look. And when I glue things down, I mean, I don't measure anything, but I kind of visualize, okay, well, one's going to be here, one's going to be there, so I can get, you know, maybe a full picture in each one and go from there. So, but this is the first time I've used this big of a paper. So it was kind of interesting. I was wondering, why is this taking so long? Oh yeah, it's like about 3 sheets of of a normal piece of paper. No wonder it's taking me forever to get this done. Oh yeah, socializing. You know, it's so funny. I rarely run into anybody I know at the grocery store. Oh wow. You know, it is true. You know, we're there's so many options out there that is literally keeping us away from interacting with one another. I mean, in one respect, you know, it's good that you have the option if you're too busy to do things, but then on the other hand, then, you know, we're becoming more and more isolated. I mean, some people like that, but I don't know if that's really healthy emotionally, you know. Isn't that the truth? You run into people at the most inopportune time. Darla's making the argument why we should go, but she says she still just wants to call it up and pick it up. You know what I started doing about it's been maybe about 2 years ago. Um, if I go into when I don't mean a restaurant, but you know, a fast food place or something, and if somebody's sitting there alone, um, I've tried. I don't do it every time because sometimes I get very nervous and I lose my nerve. But lots of times I'll go, do you mind having some company? You know, and your fear is that they're gonna say, no, leave me alone, you know, rejection. And then you feel really awkward walking away and everybody's watching you, you know. But most of the time they'll say sure. And you find out so many interesting things about people because most people want to talk about themselves. And sometimes you can't shut them up too. But you should try it sometime, you know, because it's a safe environment, you know, like, you know, some fast food restaurant or something. I'm nervy. I've been told that before. But you'd really be surprised. And the older the person, the more they tell you because they have less and less interaction with people. You just have to get over yourself. Somebody's telling you no. And just think of the grand scheme of things as opposed to that one moment of humiliation. Yeah, exactly. And another thing I like doing is when you see where was I? I can't remember where I was. Oh, I was shopping at Sam's Club. Oh yes, my grocery shopping, some of my grocery shopping there. And they sell Sam's Club to me at their little food court thing sells the best pizza anywhere, and it's only $1.25 with a drink. Hello, okay. So because we can't have pizza in the house because of my husband, like every other week, I have my $1.25 pizza and drink. So I was sitting there eating, and there was a family a couple of tables away from me, and it was a mother and a father and three kids. And I couldn't put my finger on why I kept looking at them, what was odd about them. And not until like three-quarters through my own meal did I realize that all of them were talking with each other and not one of them had their phone out. Not one. And they were teenagers, so they had a phone. Not, no one in the family had their phone out, and they were all, munching on something and talking and interacting with each other. And when I realized why I kept looking at them, I go, you know what? I need to tell them that. When I got done with my food, I was hoping they'd still be there when I got done with my food. So I got done with my food and threw my trash away, refilled my soda, and then I went over to them and I told them, I just wanted to let you know that it's so refreshing to see a family that are out together, and not having their phone, stuck to their face and not interacting with each other. And they smile and they go, thank you. We really tried to do that, we do that on purpose. I said, well, it shows. Keep doing it. And so they were all happy that I noticed, and I was happy that they didn't tell me to mind my own business. See, Debbie knows good pizza when she has it. It's the best. Right, Kathy. You don't have to say anything to anybody usually. They want to talk. You just ask a question. any any benign question will get it going off in all kinds of directions because they've got opinions, boy. And what I've learned is just listen to their opinion. Don't share your own opinion. Even if they ask you, don't share your opinion, especially if it doesn't agree with theirs. And just let them vent. Sometimes it's venting, sometimes it's talking about their children, sometimes it's talking about a spouse that they've lost, sometimes they're complaining about the price of their electric bill. I've gone through that. But whatever it is, um you're bringing a little bit of joy to them. Because, you know how we all like to talk and complain. And even if they do have friends or family, they've probably heard it all before and they don't want to hear it again. Yeah, I know. I hear what you're saying, Darla. I don't have my phone on either. And sometimes I've had people that either text me or call me, and I'll get back to them an hour later or whatever. And they kind of like get after me like, why didn't you answer your phone? I called blah 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 blah. And I have a line that I use on my friends, my family, and strangers. The phone is for my convenience, not yours. So when it's convenient for me, I'll look at it and I'll answer it, not when it's convenient for you. And that kind of, that's the end of that. They don't bug me no more. Wow, Debbie. That's fantastic. Kathleen, that's so funny. Hmm. Well, there's been a lot of disturbing studies done about, you know, this generation, or not even just this one. We're already like into the second generation of people being addicted to their phones, and what it's done to social behavior and interaction, and um, being tolerant of people and situations. Um, it's made people more self-centered and hot-headed and all kinds of stuff. And and some people, sensitive people, it's led to depression, and it's strange. It's like anything, there's good stuff, and then you know, I guess because we humans are we're not moderate in anything. We kind of go gung ho or all or nothing, and kind of obsessive. So, we'll turn anything good into something bad in a flash. We're really good at that. I'm going to like this. Woo-hoo. When I get all done. And see, now all of these are copyright free. I could like take a picture of this before I tear it up. Why didn't I do that with my other ones? Holy moly, because I could have just made copies and made some more. Oh well, next time. Oh no. 5 kiddos. See, I'm real easy with the advice because I never had children. So it's real easy for me to say, well, I would do that and I would do that. But see, you've got kids, so you have the right to say. Debbie, you're funny. Well, that's true. That's good. Yeah, that's for a good reason, so that you can know where your daughter is. That's important. Well, like I said, all I have is dogs, and it's real easy. They don't need a phone. I can get them fixed so they don't go around, making babies. I can feed them the same thing every day. Nobody gets upset. I can lead them around, with something around their neck. Nobody's going to call the cops on me. It's a perfect world. And the good part and the sad part is with a dog, you know, you're going to outlive the dog. You never get rid of your kids, but a dog, at the most, 15 years maybe. Kathleen, I remember when we used to go. I used to live in Southern California, and I have this distinct memory of going to Disneyland with a bunch of uh, lots of parents. I guess, I mean, I maybe I would do the same thing out of fear, because kids just dart and they're gone, and it's so crowded in Disneyland, you would never find your kid again, And a lot of them, they had the little harness on them, and I used to look at it like, oh my goodness, it looks like they're walking their dog. Kathleen, that's 50-50, and I was never willing to take that chance. It seems like most of my friends, um, they were always bugging me. You need to have kids. You never better have kids. I was like 35. Well, when are you going to have your kids? You better hurry up and have. I said, I'm not having any kids. Well, you're going to be sorry. You're going to be sorry. You're going to be sorry. Well, now my same friends that had those kids that they just could not live without, you know, um, now they're practically raising their grandkids, and it's like, oh my gosh, I would not want to be raising grandkids right now. No way, Jose. Yeah, I can see where those harnesses were came in handy, boy. Because those kids dart. I mean, kids. It's unbelievable how fast those I mean, they're like little slimy fish that just boom, they're gone. Where'd they go? Where'd they go? Well, see, you got a good crop, Kathleen. He took your cat, Jennifer. Oh, Kathleen, that's scary. Well, Jennifer told us yesterday, or was it the day before yesterday, that he took I knew he took almost all of your furniture. But I didn't know he took the cat. Not cool. So now Jennifer's place can be one big art studio. Well, let me tell you a story my brother did. I'm trying to remember how old he would have been. He was in elementary school, but I don't know why. I can't visualize how old he was. But he was young enough. And um we went to have him, we were gonna have supper or whatever it was, and so I was supposed to go outside to go get him. He was in the backyard playing, and we have a fenced yard and everything. I couldn't find him, and then my mom went out there, couldn't find him, and my dad went out there, couldn't find him. I mean, it wasn't like a gigantic yard or anything. The gate was closed, so we didn't think he had gone out, and we thought, oh dear, and we looked in the house, looked in the front, couldn't find him anywhere. So then the neighbors got involved and they started looking for him. We had the whole neighborhood looking for this guy, calling him, trying to find him. Well, we had a little camper trailer in the back, and he had gone in there to hide while all of this commotion went on. He was hiding from us for almost an hour. We called the police and everything. Boy, did he get in trouble. He really got the attention that he wanted. On both ends. Crazy kids. Hi, happy scrapper. We're just wrapping it up. We did some gluing. We did some, I did some cutting before. I didn't do it then. We did gluing, then we did gluing. We did show and tell. And getting ready to wrap it up. I got to go grocery shopping tomorrow, and I don't want to think about it. Oh, you just did a live? Oh, what were you making? What's your specialty? Oh, planners. See, I just I can't use planners. I love how they look. I like the idea of them, but I just know myself. There's just no way. 8 of them. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm just I'm hopeless. I really can't be I guess it's I guess the word is disciplined. I think you have to be kind of disciplined to use a planner. At least, I mean, the way it's designed. If you use it, the way that it's originally been designed, I think you have to have a lot of discipline. I don't have any when it comes to stuff like that. Nope. I guess I don't like routines, and that requires a routine. You go to it, you mark it down. This is my take on it. I was telling it to a friend one time. It's like, okay, my concept of a planner is You think about what you're going to do. You write down what you're going to do. Then you write down that you did it. And then you write down what you're going to do again. And I'm thinking, instead of writing down what you're going to do and what you did and how you did it and what you're going to do again, just go do it. You're like, just go do it already. Quit talking about it. Good night, Debbie. Thank you for coming. Yes, I did see Brookie's. You did a wonderful job on that. I don't even think I could do that, even though it looks fun. Kathleen. I think maybe too. I don't like to be told what to do. And I think if I wrote it down, it's like I'm telling myself what to do. I don't even like myself to tell me what to do. Yeah, I do the same thing, Darla. It's small, it's compact. It's just like a little reminder. It's like I just put like, and the only thing I ever put in there is the really, really important stuff, like maybe a doctor's appointment, something I really, really should not forget. Or I have to pick some up from the airport or something, you know? Kathleen. Yeah. Oh, that's another way of looking at it, huh? I'm not going to do that. No one's going to tell me what to do, even if it's myself. I kind of like that concept. You're not going to tell me what to do. I'll write it down, but I'm not going to do it. Yeah, paperless. Well, my husband, he's so funny. He'll come over here into the studio, and he had to take a measurement or something, and he wants to write something down, and he goes, "You got a piece of paper?" And you know how we all are. We have all kinds of paper, but do we ever have something like just to write something down with? I don't know about you, but I have a hard time. Fine, I have to like take a piece of paper out of the printer just to write something down because I literally have nothing to write on. It's all this other stuff, you know. And he looks at me and rolls his eyes. With all this stuff in here, you never have any paper to write on. Oops, sorry. It's just a thing. Sorry about that, honey. That's right. Yep. I've tried all kinds of stuff. Like about the only thing I still put a tiny bit of stuff into was way back when I attempted my first eco printing on fabric. It was when I didn't know that you're not supposed to use cotton. And so it really didn't like print. It it did some coloration on it and stuff, but not what you would call it print. So I thought, well, I'm going to use that fabric and I'm going to make me a little journal so I can chronicle my printing stuff. So I put on here, eco printing recipe journal. That was my intention, right? And so all I've done, I did get a little bit. I got a little bit stuff written in here. And then I do have a couple of recipes for some of my dying, and a little list of some of my oh, this is the list over here of some of the favorite plants that I like to use, and some other little recipes there. So, I did put a little something in there. Um, and names of some textile books that I wanted to look into, some of the flowers that I used that printed really well, so I want to plant them in next year, and then this book of trees that I want to work on that I've been trying to plan for over a year. It still hasn't happened. And then my rest recipes for that. This is the closest. Oh, and this is, I don't even know what you call this, but these are all the words and things that have come to me for a door journal that I want, or a portal, whatever you want to call it. I want to say a door, but you know what I mean. Anyway, all of these words go toward that. I have that in there, and different things that I've been putting together for my papyrus papers that I'm going to be doing. And and that is the closest I have come to actually writing inside of something that has a purpose. And oh, this is an old password. It's not. I'm gonna alter it. It's already old. And So anyway, yeah, this is about the only thing that I have ever followed through on even using or putting anything in it. I'm not a journal. I love to make journals. Absolutely love making them, but I'm not a journal person. The only thing I like to do is glue in my journals. And this is the only one that I didn't glue in. I actually wrote stuff inside of it. I'm so proud of myself. But I actually used it. What do you know? Make yourself a journal. Do you like gluing? Do you like doing glue books? I That's about the only thing I enjoy doing as far as working inside of a journal. I started doing the reverse collaging, and I thought that was fun. But then I kind of sort of lost interest, and I don't do that anymore. You don't like gluing? That's too bad, because that's like simple and fun. I really enjoy that. That is like, it just completely relaxes me. And, I put only my things that are pleasing to my eyes. So at any time, I can go pick up one of my glue books and just look through it. And it's so soothing and so relaxing. So it's like a double whammy. It's soothing to do it. And then when I go back and look at it, I get the exact same feeling as when I was actually putting it together. It's actually one of my favorite things for me personally, to do for myself, as opposed to make the stuff and, sell the stuff that I sell. I really enjoy doing that. Jennifer. You don't glue. Kathleen, you got to glue. You've just got to glue. It's so relaxing. I used to, before I knew anything about junk journaling, because I'm new to all this stuff. I'm into it like maybe about 3.5 years, something like that. And before I knew anything about it, I would go and cut out stuff out of magazines that inspired me, because I like gardening. I like refurbishing furniture. I like any kind of architecture. I love all that stuff. So whenever I get a hold of a magazine or a book or something, I would rip out only the stuff that I thought, I really, really liked. that inspired me. Inspired me to what? I have no idea because I didn't do anything with it, but I found it inspiring. And I would just put them in a 3-ring binder, and put all that stuff in there. So then when I discovered glue books, I go, holy moly, I have all the stuff from my glue books. I've got a glue book, but it's not glued yet. And so now that's the thing, that's why I really enjoy looking at them, because I don't just cut things to cut things and glue them down. They have to say something to me, you know either inspire me or make me laugh, or it triggers a thought or something. It's got some meaning to it, so it's a lot of fun. Yeah, Pinterest doesn't do, I mean, I love looking through Pinterest, but it does not give me the feeling of cutting and gluing and feeling the texture of the page. Or to me, there's nothing like touching a real book, even if it's just a glue book. I mean, really, come on. Yeah, Kathy, why don't you glue? Why don't you glue? Here, look, look, look. Gluing is our friend. It's fun. Here's my blue one. And I just got things that made me happy. I just loved those colors. It looked like some kind of art I would like to do. And then this made me happy. Just the colors. I love the colors. And then these chairs, I can imagine sitting there and having some sushi, and there's some breeze behind me. I can imagine here, if I were a painter, this is something I would want to paint. I'm not a painter, but I would love to paint it. And I just love the colors of that. I just love those colors. And it just goes on and on and on. And see, and every time I look at these, I remember exactly why I cut that out. Exactly why I cut it out. So I have also, it isn't just a glue book, it's a storybook for me. I made a pillow just like that because of that. It's a cutout pillow. I didn't use those colors, but I did and this is a mural that's downtown in my town on a big giant a wall to a building. And this just says travel. Oh, travel. But when you travel, I was thinking, I go, you know what? It takes too much time to travel. And you always get a cold or something. So I had to make sure he had his apple there. That's going to save him from all the illness of going on a trip. and that's how my glue books go. And then I thought, ooh, I would love to have this piece of art on a wall. And then I just love this bureau, how they did that. So I figured, well, I'll put that there and it'll look like that's my wall and that's the picture, up above my bureau. And this was a cute little thing about live catfish. And then these were things from like Egyptian paintings, and they're getting this big old giant fish here, and all the birds are flying around trying to get the fish from them. So see, you can write your own story. And she's sitting there reading a little story, and there's a little bird back there, and that's a bird. This was a beautiful bird bath. It had these, it was a glass one, and it had the peacock feathers in there and everything. Yeah, she's reading the stories, and you know, all those children's stories, they're all these little chicky goomy things, you know, out in the forest, and you know, wolves coming to grab you and take you away. So she's reading the story about this dark forest. And this, I just like the stuff, the clothing, the colors. And this to me looked like beachy. And so this shows, this is the coastline. And I love that little dog. He's so cute. And see, this one is all based on, obviously, you know, blues. And that's what I like to do too. I like to do them in color, same color palette. He's going, what the heck is that? It scared him. That's a big chicken. Acne freaking you out? No, the fish is going to go in your mouth. That's freaking me out. I love that chair. Glue, ladies, glue. There's nothing like gluing. Or you could do the reverse collage. I need to go back and start working on this. I haven't worked on it in months. But like this, see? And all reverse collages, you get a book or a magazine or whatever, you're like, this has got a little bit of everything in here. And the reverse collaging is that instead of adding things to it, you take stuff away. So if there's part of the page you don't like, you just paint it out. So this was here, and I didn't like what was on this page. So I just painted all out. This already had this color on here, so I tried to match the color as much as possible. And then found this lady, and I liked how the colors kind of matched. And she's just like right here. And then the rest I painted her to fit into this chair. And then just drew the flowers around to kind of make everything kind of match together. So that's fun to do too. Yeah, the reverse collage can be quite fun, actually. This one I did too. I have to like almost feel, I can't remember what was originally there. This was there. This is the only thing that is original. Then I painted everything else out. And no, it feels like this was here. That was there. I think these two things were here too. I don't feel like it's glued on there. So this was here and this was here. And then the rest of it I didn't like, so I painted that all out. And then I just let his natural color kind of dictate a lot of the colors. This already had a blue background, so I continued the blue over here. And then on the leaves here, I just, you know, try to use the colors that were on his body to kind of make the whole thing go together. Now see here, I haven't done anything yet. I just cleared that one out because I knew I didn't like it and left this. And so I'm waiting to find something that I want to put over here. This one too, I didn't like what was here, so I just blotted that all out. So I'm ready to be inspired to do something there. Didn't like nothing there either. Took all that out. That has the contents. This one I just started. This was already on here, these things. So now I just got to figure out what I'm going to add. These were all supposed to be like scary things. And these were here. I took out whatever was here. And I found this cover to the New Yorker. It's just right here is the cover. And so it was just a face. And I thought it was so cool. And so I just added the body and then took some of the butterflies and made the body a little more discreet. And then on this one, there was a little bit of a green back here. So I just covered up the writing that was on here in the printing, and I covered this all up because I didn't like what was on that page. This was here, and that was here. So on this one, I made the dress longer. And on here, the little pathway that was here, I brought the pathway all the way out. And then this tree here, I brought the branches out. So it kind of looks like it all went together. And then I just put her over here with a bird. And so this was just sort of like my lady page. What kind of book is that? This one was Interactive Art Workshop. I got this at a, I think it was just a junk shop. And it was, or the library, I forget where it was. I just paid like about $1 for it. So. And I haven't done anything with these. Oh, this one had this guy here. This is original. And then, so I made him have a girlfriend. So here's I made her to go with him. And then I in the mail or something, I got all these funny looking stamps that was chileranos and tamales and flan and tamales and ceviche. So he looked like he had just had some chili. Ah! He looks all hot. So I figured all of these, he probably had them all to eat. And she's there going, oh my God, can we go home now? Can we just go home? Please, can we go home? Okay, so in this one, okay, there was a picture hanging here. I didn't like the picture, so I glued this girl in here. And the rest was all, no, there was a picture here I didn't like too. So I glued this map. And then I didn't do a very good job of mimicking the green. But anyway, I brought green over here. And this lady right here came out of another magazine. And I glued her on. And then this was her dress. So then I just continued her dress down and did some, I was on a flower kick, I guess. I don't know. I drew some more flowers. I don't know. I was on a flower kick. What can I say? And so here are some of the original pages that I haven't. Now here, like here, I would paint that all out. And probably on here, the only one I'd want is the bird. I'd probably paint everything else out and then use this to start something and add some more birds. This was on here. I cleared that out. I'm not sure. I don't even like that, but Okay. Okay, this girl was on here. These two were not. I painted everything black because I didn't like anything on this page. And then I added these two girls, and then these earrings, for whatever reason, seem to go with all of them. And then I'll just add on to that. I don't know what I'm going to do there. And okay, these two girls were here. And I painted those out. And then I added this girl from somewhere. She seemed like she would be friends with them. Oh, dear. Oh, these are things that I thought I might use in this book. Yeah, she looks like she needs to be in here somewhere. This one, this was here. This big fish was here. And there was this was the natural blue that was here. And then I painted everything out because it was all just written on. Painted it all out. And then all of these are just some napkins that I happen to have that had fish. So I just filled it in with all the napkins. This one isn't done yet, but this picture I glued in, and then I started drawing the rest of her outfit down. I'm not done yet. And then sometimes it's hard for me to remember. Oh, right here. Okay, so this picture is right here. It was already in the book. I painted that all out, and then I just continued the picture of the original picture that was there with the sky and the backdrop. And so that's that. And then here I blocked everything, pretty much everything out of this picture. And then all I did was, on this one, all I've done is block it out and added the greenery to make it look like she's out, out in nature or something. So that's all I've done on that. And maybe that's it. So, you could get any book, any magazine, anything. And that was the only thing I liked on that page, so I took everything out. Ready for something there. This is so cool. I want to really do this one. I got to get everything out of here. And let's see. These were all here. I just took out all the writing. That's what was on that page. That's kind of cool. This one, the only thing I liked was the dress, these three things, and I blocked everything else out. Oh, a poor little mouse. Okay, so this one, oh, on this one, this was the only thing I saved. I didn't like everything else because you can see it's just written stuff that was written. And even though I don't even know what these are supposed to be, I think they're just little pieces of paper showing texture or something. But to me, for some reason, it looked like luggage. I don't know why. It just looked like luggage. Not luggage, but in the old days where they would buy clothing and they actually put them in a pretty box and you brought all the boxes home, and during her era. So I saw her in another book, and so I tore her out of there. I thought, oh yeah, she comes home with all those pretty boxes of clothing. I can see her. So I have all that I still have to do. And I guess that's all I've done. That's it. That, my friends, is reverse collage. It might be something you might want to try, you know, because you can look at a page and go, oh, that's pretty awful. Well, yeah. So you go in there with your paint, like here, this, like I said, I'm going to get rid of everything except for him. And then maybe I might bring this down and swirl it around and put some other birds. So he'll have a bunch of little birdie friends, you know. I think this is kind of hopeless. I was just trying to mimic all this brightness, but it's like, whoo, too much. This might have to go all black, start all over. Now that I'm looking at it, I really, really don't like it. I do like this, though. To figure out what I'm going to do with that. Anyway, so, you know, maybe something else you want to try. Darla, I don't even know how to post on my website. You and I are going to have to get together when you have some time. I went over there. I don't know how to post a picture. I don't know how anyone else is supposed to. Yeah, Kathleen, that's what I'm talking about. Those old-fashioned movies, and where they would have the model and they'd model the dresses for the ladies. Yep. So anyway, I bet you have a book right now that you could use and you could do something like that. I bet you. I bet you. I bet you. I bet you. And then if all else fails, for the most simplest glue book you could ever do in whole life, and I'm telling anybody can do this one. If you can't do this one, you might have to find another line of hobby. And all I'm doing in this one, it is a napkin glue book. All I'm doing is I'm gluing down napkins. Why? Because I can. And I'm not necessarily doing like a mashup. You know, I'm just getting the whole napkin, laying it out, and if there's room left over, you know, and falls over the edges, then I'll tear those off and fill up. Whoops, my camera doesn't like that. I can, woo! Uh-oh, look at, get away from the, it does not like that design at all. Anyway, and see this one, I'd have to get another one to fill in the gap here. Oh, I have the pieces, I just haven't glued it. That'll fill up the gap. So there's a lot of things you can do with, I bet you, all the stuff you already have. And then when I'm all done, you never know, I might do something on top of it. But for right now, I'm just happy gluing stuff down. I love that. And that's it. And see what this is a this from 2016, and it was, you know, some kind of date book or whatever. And because the pages are so thin, it's perfect. It builds it up, you know, when you put the glue and the napkin. And what I did with this one, and I would suggest if you want to do anything like this, is do some in the back, some in the front, some in the back, some in the front, and meet in the middle, or else you're going to end up with a big wonky book that looks like that instead of plain, more or less, even. That's it. Just go to forums and create a post. Oh boy. Yeah, Jennifer. What I think is kind of fun, like if I get one in the mail that I really, really like, and I only have the one, what am I going to do with just one napkin? So, like this one, I thought this was so unusual and so cool looking. Never saw that napkin before, never seen it since. And I glued it in there, and now I have forever my cool napkin. And the same thing with the lady's leg. I've never seen that before or since. Where'd she go? You know which one I mean. That one. I'd never seen that before. And you know how much I like my black and white with red. So I said, yep, I got to put my black and white napkin down and put the red leg on. Perfect. I love it. 50s napkin collection. Woohoo! That sounds cool. Yeah, and so if you glued them down, it'd be real easy if you just grab your book and look at them anytime you want instead of them just sitting in a box. What are you going to do with them? I'm a great believer of using your stuff and not hoarding it. Enjoy your stuff. It's sort of like, how, and I'm not trying to offend anybody if you're one of them, but there are people that have beautiful china, and beautiful crystal, and they have them in their hutch. They never touch them. And I'm thinking, if you got that beautiful stuff, use it because it's just sitting there, and the next generation probably isn't going to care about it, and it's going to end up at a garage sale. So you might as well use it. Yeah, you might break one, you might chip one, but at least you used your beautiful stuff. I got years ago. Um, oh, what's in it? Wedgwood. Is that what? Yeah, I got Wedgwood table setting as a gift, and it's got the gold on it. It's Kutani crane. It's got this beautiful crane. It's just beautiful, beautiful stuff. I use it every day, and most people have their Wedgwood up in their buffet, right, in their cabinet. Nope, I use it every day. I have scrambled eggs in it. Yeah, exactly. No one's going to want the stuff. You might as well use it. It's going to end up, somebody buying it at Goodwill or something. Or I had a friend. Um, she had cancer. She was an artist, and you know, the doctors gave her maybe 2 years. Her cancer was very advanced. It was in her bones. It was in her lymph nodes. It was wherever it could be. It was there. It was in her breasts. It was everywhere. And and we had a conversation because she was the type she loved stuff too, and um and she basically, said, you don't hold your stuff, use all of your stuff, because it's just going to be at the end of your driveway, and somebody that even doesn't even appreciate it's going to be buying the stuff, and they're probably going to put it in their house, and they're going to hoard it, and then somebody else is going to sell it at a garage sale when you could be using all of your beautiful stuff and enjoy it. And And so I always remember that when I, have stuff and I haven't used it, I go, no, I think I'm going to save that for whenever. No, whenever is never going to come. Just use it and enjoy it, and or let other people enjoy it. Let it circulate. Okay, I'm off my soapbox. Yeah, just, I mean, it's pretty stuff. And I think maybe I don't know. I'm only speaking for myself. Um Sometimes maybe we think we aren't worth it. You know, that the thing is more valuable than we are, you know. Who cares if you break it? Maybe you enjoyed it using it for 10 years, and then all of a sudden, you chipped it or you broke it, or who cares? You got to enjoy it for 10 years, as opposed to just, you know, collect dust in a buffet or something, in a hutch. So, I don't know. I don't know if it's the right way to look at it, but it's the way I look at it. Yeah, because darling, we have our favorite stuff, and most of our favorite stuff is hidden away. Isn't that a shame? And what do we have? We have the stuff that we really don't care about and we don't like, because we don't care, if we mess it up or hurt it or break it or burn it or whatever it is. We just don't care. But our special stuff, we we hide it. And I wonder if it's that we think we're not worthy of it. I wonder. I don't know. I don't know if they've done. I'm sure they've done studies on everything, but I wonder. Yeah, I wonder if we think we just aren't worth using it, or uh, it has more value than we do. I don't know. I don't know why we do what we do. Yeah, exactly, Jennifer. We are the special time. We are the special person. Oh, she doesn't want a hand wash. Now, see, that is a legitimate excuse. I like that one. That's a good reason. That's okay. That's okay with me. But see, there again, you think the other person is more special than you are, right? If you have to invite somebody to use it. See, my mom was the type, she never used the good stuff. I don't I My mother is 80 something, I can't remember. 82, 3, something like that. And she has stuff she has never used. Never. What's with that? Pretty china. I even use my silver. I've had that silver, some of it was a wedding gift. I use it. Is it a pain to clean it? Yeah, I don't care. It's pretty. No. I remember I had some friends come over, and they were noticing, I guess, the weight of the silverware, right? And they realized, wait a minute, this isn't stainless steel. I think this might be, silver. And she goes, oh, you didn't have to go and do anything special for us. And I didn't know how to say it where it didn't sound rude, but I'm thinking, I didn't do anything special for you. I do that all the time. But You know, one time I accidentally dropped one of my silver knives down the garbage disposal. Well, that was the end of that, you know, almost the end of the garbage disposal. Wasn't the end of the world, you know. I had 10 more. Hey, but Kathleen, at least you're using, at least it's on the table and not folded up somewhere in a box. You're using it. That's wonderful. I got these cups. I'll have to show you guys next time if I remember. I got them when I was where was I? Oh, once a year here on one of the highways, they have this you know, I forget how many miles it is. They call it a 50-mile garage sale or something like that. But anyway, I don't go to it anymore because they have it in August, and August is like the hottest month, you know, where I live. And it's like, I mean, I get like nauseous. It's so hot out there. And, you know, it's out in the country. And so you got a lot of green grass and trees. And so it's real humid. And, oh, anyway, I don't go anymore. But when I was more adventurous and I went, I got these really pretty, they're, um, they're Japanese plates. I looked in the back. I looked up the company. They're made in Japan, and they're old. And it was the saucer, the cup, and something else. What was I can't remember right now. And they are in a box. And I keep telling myself, why are they in a box? And I think they are a little too fragile to use, you know, because it's pretty thin. I'll show them to you next time. They're pretty thin, but they're beautiful. But I don't have the kind of furniture to display stuff like that because I don't display stuff, you know, I just use my stuff. So I'm trying to figure out what to do with them, and I still haven't come to a conclusion. But I'm almost thinking that when we do one of our group things, and we do, I want to do this Asian inspired journal. And I was thinking when I put the kit together to include one of those sets because I want them to be used. I want people to have, you know, I don't want them just sitting in the box. You know, they're in my closet actually. and um and I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to practice what I preach and not have those things just sitting there. And I think it would be a nice little thing. Whoever gets them, you know, can, you know, put it on their desk, or, you know, have their tea, or, you know, in the morning, or store buttons in them or something, you know, use them. Yeah. Yeah. I want them to breathe and be out and have people and, you know, look at them and go, "Ooh, that's pretty." Because they're really, really pretty. I forgot what they're called now. I've had them for like, I'm not exaggerating. I think I've had them about 4 years sitting in that box. What a shame. That's just pitiful. They're going to have new life. 2020, they're all finding new homes. That's what's going to happen. Well, fortunately, these aren't broken yet. Oh, Patricia, your granddaughter here. Cool. Well, Kathleen, if you have broken pieces, you can do jewelry too. You can, put the tape around them, and you can solder them, and they look really cool. Holy moly, people! Do you know what time it is over here? Do you, Darla? Why didn't you tell me how late it is? I have to go do stupid grocery shopping tomorrow. Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about, Jennifer. It's a whole movement in Japan, and it's an art form, and I can't remember what it's called either. I'm keeping you guys up. Oh, wait. Who was it that wanted to know about my I gotta go write. See, no paper. Where can I write that down? Write it down back here. About my heat press. Are you still here? Who wanted to know? I already forgot who wanted to know about my heat press. Hold on. I'm gonna go get my name and number of it. Ouch. Oh, well, that's odd. Mm. Okay, that's odd. Okay, that's very strange. There is no name, no model number. There's nothing. There's just a little green thing in Japanese or Chinese. I don't know which. So, what I'm gonna have to do, what I'll do. Who was it that was asking? Are you still here? Maybe not. Yes, no, maybe. Anyway, um, what I'll do is um I have my paperwork somewhere. I mean, I know where it is. It's just not here. It's in the house. And so I'll look it up, and then next time I'll have the info if somebody asks me. But anyway, I used a new paper on my eco printing. Look, it printed differently. Isn't that cool? And then I used some paper I've never used. And this is all in the same batch, but it just to show you how different paper under the exact same conditions and the same plants, how the cotton content in the paper makes all the difference. Yes, yes, that's great. I could not remember what it was called. Because there was at one point, I was researching that and I was loving what it was saying. It was sort of like, what us junk journalers do in one sense with papers and things like that, that we, fix and reuse everything and turn it into something pretty. And then I was thinking of, again, I don't know why tonight I'm rehashing stuff in Hawaii, but when we would make our meals and stuff, we would put them in bento boxes. And so when I was thinking about that form of art, all I kept thinking about was filling up a box, like a bento box, and filling it up with these cute little things that we could fix or reuse and just kind of market it like a little bento box. And then I wrote that down on one of my books somewhere that I don't know where it is. One of my many plans. Anyway, but see how the difference in the paper? It makes all the difference. And also what's cool about these prints is that most of these leaves came from Texas. Renee sent them to me. So that's kind of fun too. This, I don't know what it is, but it really prints cool. Look at that. And she only sent me one of those. She sent me 2 batches of leaves already, and this was in the first batch. I've used it 2 times already. So I'm gonna have to send her a picture of it and say, what is this? Because if I can grow this plant, I want one. I really like how it prints. Look at how pretty. It's got the purplish and the blues, the yellows, and so pretty. Anyway, Peggy. Oh, I hope you feel better soon. That is no fun. Yeah, Renee, she's a sweetie. So I hope the drugs made my stuff look prettier to you. She'd go, oh, wow, cool stuff. Yeah, that can't be fun. Any kind of major surgery, right? Hmm. Okay, ladies. I think an hour ago I said I was leaving, or was it 2 hours ago? Ooh, Peggy, you've already had it before? Oh my goodness. So you knew what you were up to. Not fun. 2 hours. Jennifer's counting. You are so funny. I knew it was time to leave because I was starting to get hungry. It's like, wait a minute. Why am I getting hungry? It's almost time for breakfast. Okay, Darla, I'm going to see if I can find that info. I mean, I know it's there in my email. And then I will send it to you through Messenger, I guess. I guess that's the easiest way. I don't know. I'll do it that way. Or do you want it through email? Whatever you want. I'll send it to you. And I'm getting cold now, too. I don't know why I'm getting cold. Whew. Okay, I'll do it through the email. Okay, ladies. Thank you for keeping me company. For sure, I really have to go this time. It's already 2 o'clock my time. And we'll get together soon. Who knows what we'll be doing? We'll do something fun. Maybe next time, since you guys showed a little bit of interest in that reverse collage, maybe we'll try a page in the reverse collage book, or start a new one or something, and maybe because the person I first saw doing that was what's her name? Oh dear, I forgot her name right now. Oh, isn't that horrible? I can't even remember her name. But she's got hours and hours and hours and hours doing those reverse collages. I mean, she's an artist. So when she does the reverse collage, it's, I mean, yeah, it makes mine look like finger painting, But anyway, you could always watch her stuff. I'll remember her name next time. But it's still fun to do. Lots of fun. If nothing else, do a glue book, please. Those of you that don't do glue books, please do glue books. They are wonderful. Alrighty, ladies. Thank you so much. And we will see each other soon. I hope everybody's feeling better by then. And doing something fun and figuring out what to do with all your beautiful stuff that you own and what you want to do with it long term. And I hope it's using it or sharing it. All right, ladies. Thanks again. Talk to you soon. Good night.